Conversations with Love with Eric Shawn. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Love, where we interview real-life people. They share their experience of how they've overcome adversities and how they use those experiences to spread love. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Love. Today we are honored to be blessed with four of the most powerful, loving, dedicated women on the planet. We are joined by Lisa, George, Sandra Chaney. Did I say that right? Chaney?
Yes.
Gissele Creations.
Gissele Donovan. That's my social media. Gissele Creations.
Gissele Donovan. And Taneisha Ramsey. And what we're going to do is just our normal thing. We're just going to kind of talk about how the universe has used us to go through things, overcome them, and how we use those unique experiences to help others. I want to tell you though first I want to start with a prayer like we normally do. So if you would just join me for a second so I can get grounded. God, thank you for allowing us to wake up this morning with another breath. Thank you for giving us a chance once again to demonstrate to the world how amazing, how powerful, how forgiving, and how loving you are. Thank you for allowing us to have every experience that we've ever gone through so that we can have a testimony, so that we can show how amazing you are, so we can show how resilient you have made us as your children. Please help us today to be guided by you when we talk. Please help our spirits be open enough so that we can receive your message, and that message will reach those that need it the most. Amen. So here's what I want to do first is I want to let Lisa talk a little bit about this wonderful tour that you guys are on.
Okay. Thank you again for having us on the show. So the Celebrating Life, Celebrating You tour is intended to counteract some of the negative things that are going on. A lot of people are feeling really heavy in different ways on the spectrum because of what's going on. So last year, I just had the thought to put this tour on and focusing on the women, because women are the nurturers. Women are sometimes the slightly ignored gender. And so we're reaching out to the women, encouraging ladies to put their mask on first. And I have these wonderful tour sisters. One is not here with us today. Kelly's in Ireland, going around the country, empowering women with our stories, reminding the ladies that we speak to about what they can do to have self-care, self-love, and despite what's going on, celebrate their life and celebrate themselves.
That's amazing. And one of the reasons I was so excited about having you on was when you explained to me that it was designed to empower women. You know, I've always had this belief that the goal is to raise the vibrational love on the planet. And I've always believed that in order to do that, you empower Mother Earth. Mother Earth raises the children. And I can tell you as a man, everything we do is to impress a woman. So if a woman's value is higher, then we have to step up our game, and therefore the vibration of the world elevates. So I applaud what you do. I want to read some bios real quick. And I think what I would like to do is to read the bio, and then and then that person kind of tell us a little bit about who they are, their experience with the tour, why they decided to join it. And we're going to start with Sandra Chaney. Sandra's a best-selling author, a certified empowerment coach, certified Les Brown motivational speaker, a mother, and a nonprofit consultant. She released a motivational t-shirt line at the end of 2020. She launched her The Profit in Nonprofit podcast a few weeks ago. See, let me tell you how the ego is, right? I got these readers and I'll never wear them.
Oh my.
Put the readers on, Eric.
Please put the readers on, Eric.
I'm just telling you this. Okay. So it's always so much better when I do, but you know, getting old is crazy. Anyway, so The Profit and Nonprofit podcast a few weeks ago. It's a featured author in a calendar, released the second edition of her book, The Woman Within. It's an inside job, and is working on her fourth book. She has also stepped up her focus on herself by adding workout challenges to her fitness regimen. You know, I like that. And discovered her high love for creating healthy meals in the kitchen with her husband. And last but not least, she will be releasing a candle and a spa line later this year. You are busy.
Yes. Just a teeny.
As a conqueror of domestic violence, sexual assault, homelessness, and an abusive marriage, she uses her life experience and lessons to create sacred spaces and moments where clients feel safe, loved, and comfortable, fully expressing their truth to be completely set free within their hidden secret and life challenges.
I need her autograph.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes,
So,
Eric.
You're busy. You're busy. You've accomplished quite a bit.
You know, I wouldn't. Okay, so busy is all relative because everything I do, I love, and everything I do comes full circle. So I don't see it as busy at all. And, you know, you mentioned that I was a best-selling author. I want to add that I'm a 7-time best-selling author.
Okay.
So, you know, got to put that out there. Yeah, I'm just saying. Just saying. So the reason why I'm on the tour is because of what you just read. I want to empower women. I want them to know that I understand their story. I understand. And even if we're not, our stories are different, they're not so different in that we are women and that I am my sister. And so when my sister's going through something, so am I. And whether it's domestic violence, whether it's homelessness, whether it's single parenting, whether it's, I don't know how I'm going to feed my child or even feed myself today, whatever it is, whether it's I'm a wife, all those things are the reason why I'm here, because I'm all of those and then some. And so I want to be able to share with women, you know, how I'm still here, how I'm still smiling, how I don't look my age, just saying, how, you know, all those things. So that's one of the reasons why I'm on this tour. And I'm very grateful to be able to empower. And I love to see the light bulb go off in women's head when they see the 5 of us and they see what we've accomplished. And also see that even though we've accomplished that, we are still touchable, we are still reachable. You know, we're not this high in the pie kind of sky thing. We are just like them. And so I grateful that Lisa chose us, but more importantly, I'm grateful to be with my sisters on this tour because I think we're an amazing group of women.
I don't know what to say.
No, I need a moment.
I think you articulated that wonderfully, you know, and I think that that's what the world is about. Am I my brother or my sister's keeper?
Yes. And you know, we're not an island by ourselves. That's the other thing, that we're here. There's a piece to every puzzle. And the 5 of us, we are the puzzle. And we're coming to bring you the pieces of it, because you're missing some things. And we have what we think are the answers based on our own experiences and what we've gone through, collectively and individually.
So can you talk a little bit about just the experiences that you've gone through that you pull from to help others?
So as you said, I'm a conqueror of domestic violence and sexual assault and the homelessness. And the homelessness came about because of childhood abuse. I left home when I was 17 years old. Of course, I was smart enough to wait till I graduated from high school because I didn't want to get a GED, not knocking that. But for me, it was like my grandmother was in my head, at least finish school. So I finished school, but I drew from the pain, I want to say, the suffering and the wounds I had during my childhood, you know, growing up, because it was filled with alcoholism and child abuse. And, you know, they say a little girl, when she grows up, she marries her dad. And that's exactly what I did. My first relationship was abusive. And I became a single parent after that because my life was in danger and I had to leave. I struggled many, many years trying to raise a child by myself because I didn't understand. I didn't know how to be a mother. I didn't know what that looked like. So I struggled trying to figure that out. I attempted to take my own life because I felt like my life wasn't worth living. And, you know, as the universe would have it, as God would have it, I'm here for a reason and a purpose. And so I needed to really pull myself together, not only for myself, but for my son, and then for the women that were coming behind me. I worked at a Better Women's Shelter and discovered that their story was my story, and the rest is history. That's how I actually got started on this path. finding my purpose was working in a battered women's shelter and hearing their stories and recognizing that I am my sister. They are me and I am them. And so drawing from their strength, I helped myself get my healing on, get me together. And I'm still a work in progress. I haven't arrived. But where I am right now, I know I have a lot to offer and say because of the struggles that I went through during that period of my journey. So it's been an awesome journey. It's been a painful journey. It's been a funny journey. It's been everything and then some with the dip. So, yes.
Absolutely amazing. You know, and I just can't stop smiling because this is one of the reasons I put the podcast together. You know, I mean, everybody needs to know that they're not alone. I used to have a spiritual mentor, and he's a Buddhist sensei, and he would always say to me, he said, "We're swimming in water up to our chin, yet we're dying of thirst." And what he meant by that is that we're all suffering, yet we feel alone. And there's hope all around us, and we don't ask because we think that we're the only ones suffering. You know, and I think it's amazing timing for the tour because there's mental health and, you know, the isolation, and everybody feels like that they're alone right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. Gissele Donovan.
Yes, I'm here.
It's easier putting it on this time.
Okay, please. You know, that's what I got my LASIK.
Oh my gosh. And
They look good on you.
Thank you. Gissele, among many things, is an entrepreneur, mother of two, and a Les Brown certified motivational speaker. She is also one of the featured speakers who has shared the stage with legendary Mr. Brown and the Power Voice 3 Summit, where over 28,000 viewers tuned in. She modeled since the age of 4, and her mother enrolled her in a dance and modeling academy. She has been on runways in Colombia and the United States, and she played basketball from middle school through college. Gisele's ability to learn fast is evidence of her graduating early from Miami-Dade College, receiving an associate's degree in chemical engineering, and now finishing her bachelor's degree in chemistry at Florida Atlantic University. Through her passion for leadership, working with people, helping them to develop business strategies and reach their potential.
Yes, that's me.
So what made you want to be a part of this tour?
Well, first of all, I never expected this to happen because, as you see, my story is like mostly concentrated my education in chemistry. So after passing through different situations, I became a mother, and then I didn't find my purpose. I was like, oh my God, why I was born? Like, oh my God, I have kids, I have my family, I have a house, but still, I'm not full. Like I'm dying in life. And so I started listening to Les Brown and get motivated by him. And I was like, but there is something else I can do for my life and for others. And there was a point in my life that I had to be an entrepreneur. So I started selling things and everything. And then I joined this multi-level marketing, which changed my life and my mentality. And then I started feeling that, wow, I like working with women. I like to empower them. My story can touch many people. And then I was following Les Brown all the time. And then with my passion and everything, I got picked to be one of the 20 speakers. And I was like, oh my God, so this is my calling. This is me. Oh my God, I found my purpose. And so then, of course, God puts everything together. I met Lisa and met Taneisha and Sandra, everybody. And that's how I got picked. So then everything just was flowing. And I was like feeling, wow, it's crazy when you have a passion, everything goes to you, you don't really have to force it. And yeah, that's how basically, it's not that basically I decided, it's just that God opened the door for me and I just said, okay, yes, let's do this.
Very good. You were called to duty and you showed up.
Yeah, this is my calling. I call it like that.
Your energy is contagious.
Very.
Yes.
Amazing energy.
She's toned down.
Really.
That's toned down.
Yes.
I mean, your energy is like still huge. I mean, you have huge energy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You know what? Yesterday, I received a message. I did a video in Spanish, motivating people and everything. And somebody wrote to me in English. She was like, I don't understand what you're saying, but your energy is amazing. And I was like, wow, like it makes me feel, it made me feel really good because it like even people that that they don't speak my language is like they're getting some of the energy that I put into it because at the end of the day it's like passion and I really love what I'm doing. Even like I'm finishing my bachelor's, that is something that I'm gonna do. But the passion is something else. It's I don't know, I can control it.
And that's the thing, the energy combined, the energy combined will alter it'll alter the world. It'll alter the world.
Right.
You have this huge energy, like bubbling energy, right? And then we have Taneisha, who has this quiet energy, but still has huge energy. I know she's quiet.
No.
No, wait for her.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait for
You
her.
haven't started yet.
No. Just wait. I told you.
Yeah, just wait.
It's quiet because I'm on mute.
It's what?
It's quiet because I'm on mute right now. Let me go back to mute.
We about to find out.
Yeah, we don't have anybody calm on this tour. Not one calm person.
So Miss Taneisha Ramsey. Taneisha is a 2-time best-selling author, transformational speaker, coach, mother, and entrepreneur who was recently promoted to international director for Believe in Her Dreams TV. 3 months into the pandemic, she realized she was running a business that no longer brought her joy, so she closed it. Since then, she has been writing a children's movie script, host, and writer for the She Thrives Now Incorporated, a television show, developed a workbook to her book. Daring to Love she was a featured speaker in the Women on Fire 2021 conference, released over 20. Miss Taneisha.
All we do is win, no matter what. Throw your hands up. Let's get it.
All right.
Come on, Eric, do it.
Well, you got
You gotta join in, man. Oh, we do
Right. I mean, you were supposed to join in. You know, DJ Khaled, you haven't been listening to gospel all your life, I'm sure.
Had a couple years where I got away from gospel.
No, but I am so super excited to be a part of this tour. Gissele, she does have the most oh my God energy that you've ever felt in this world. She has us saying oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So she is definitely, her energy is definitely contagious. I could be like a quiet storm at times, but most times, I speak my piece in a way that you can't judge a book by its cover. So I am definitely one of those women who you would never think that I've been through the things that I've been through with domestic violence, with a gun being put to my head by an ex-husband who wanted to kill me over an affair. And a lot of people don't talk about women having affairs. It's more common to talk about men having affairs, but women do have affairs too. I'm sorry, y'all. I told it. We do. But the reason why we do it sometimes is a lot different than why men do it. A lot of times we're looking for that emotional security. We're looking for, just wanting to feel loved. And because at the age of 17, I watched my mother get ready to commit suicide in front of me because my father betrayed her by having an affair. And I begged my mother not to pull the trigger and prayed as hard as I could pray. And God answered my prayers. My mom didn't commit suicide, but what she said was that she would never be faithful to my father ever again. And so I didn't care what her rationale was. All I knew is that she didn't pull the trigger. But what that did to me is it made me put a shield over my heart, and it made me not believe in true love. Because if my dad, who was my hero in life, could betray my mother, I didn't think that there was any man out there that could be faithful. And so I lived a life with a cover shield over my heart. And therefore, I always wanted to cheat on somebody before they cheated on me, because I just knew that they were going to do it. And it wouldn't hurt as bad. I never wanted to be that woman with a gun to her head, ready to take my own life because someone betrayed her. I wasn't willing to give anybody that kind of power over me. And I think sometimes as women, we lose our power when you start valuing someone else more than you do your own life. And I didn't have a lot of empathy from my mother at the time. I can say that now, as I'm older in my own relationships and having gone through domestic abuse, because unfortunately, 60 to 70% of children who witness abuse winds up becoming abusers or victims of abuse themselves. So I watched it in my household as I was growing up. I watched my mom and dad fight and then make up as if it never happened. And as dysfunctional as that was, it was normal for me. And so I made that type of rationale normal. So with that being said, I now know that I am valued, I am loved, I'm a child of the Most High King, and my standards are so much higher than they ever were, because I know that God loves me no matter how much I sin, no matter what the things that I did that were wrong, no matter how far away I was from his touch. You're never too far away for God to put his hand on you and turn your complete life around. It was a time where I was an exotic dancer for 7 years just to provide a roof over me and my son's head, because I didn't want to be in an abusive relationship anymore. And so I did whatever I had to do, like any mother would do. And I drank every single night. I became a functional alcoholic just to face the humiliation that I felt when I went into that club. You know, Cardi B, she makes it seem glamorous, and I love Cardi B because I love her authenticity. But she says she doesn't dance anymore. She makes money moves. I say I don't dance anymore. I make godly moves, because God has called me to empower other women. I do represent the women from the well who think that they're going to be judged and can't come to God because they hadn't had that relationship with him in the past. But God is looking for his children and relationships with him. It's not about the church. It's not about a building. It's about the relationship that you have with God. And because I'm so grateful, those who have been forgiven for much love him much. And that's why I love him like I do, because he's forgiven me for so much. I don't mind being called a sinner, because I know that everything that God has forgiven me for is for a reason. And that's to empower other women to break shame and guilt cycles that we allow to seal our lips and steal God's credit. I will no longer live in shame. I'm going to talk about the things that God brought me through, because that's what shows his goodness. That's why I talk about my past, to talk about how God brought me through those things. And if I can help another woman who's feeling shame and guilt push past that shame and guilt, I'm all for it. I'm an open book now. I used to be the type of woman that kept secrets. I kept secrets my entire life, from molestation on to adulthood, and no more. I will no longer seal my lips. And if I have courage and I'm giving that courage to someone else to share their story, that's what it's all about. That's why I'm on this tour, to empower the world. Thank you.
Yeah, you ain't quiet.
No, she's not. You need more evidence?
You know, as you were speaking, it just reinforced how resilient we are. And it also made me think about the fact that when we keep secrets, about how much we judge ourselves and how much we compare our insides with other people's outsides. But then one of the freeing things is when we become transparent. You know, the things that we think that other people, once they find out, they're going to judge us for, that ain't nothing, because we've been judging ourselves for those things forever. But once we let people know, not only does it help people, but it's the most freeing thing in the world. You know, it gives us power. It doesn't take it away from it. It gives us power. You ladies are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, I think whenever, and that's why I always say it's the universe's love angels, because whenever you can endure, because when you're enduring, there's nothing fun about it. I mean, you know, you go through some painful stuff, but when you come out the other side, and when you become okay with yourself, and when you learn to love yourself, you become so powerful. everything you went through has meaning now. It has purpose. And then you realize that it was all supposed to happen. Like, you all were supposed to connect. I mean, everything that happened along the way was designed so that you could connect. And at a time when the virus was real big and people were isolated, now is when it's time to strike, right? Now all these irons that have been getting ready, now it's time to use all of them.
Yeah.
Life's amazing. Life is absolutely amazing.
You know, can I say something?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I every time my sisters talk, I just fall in love with y'all again. I don't know if I can have any more love for you all. And, you know, last week when we were in Chicago, we couldn't get off the call. We were on our second stop. And, you know, we actually had to have a few people kicked off the call because people just wanted to stay and they were just asking so many questions. We're all very timely. And so I was monitoring the time. But when that time came for us to get off, they did not want to get off and they actually want us to come back. And there's a reason, you know, in this world, especially with social media, we're taught to put on pretenses and curate our lives. We take 10 pictures before we post the perfect one. I do too. So, but some go too far and their lives on social media isn't matching what's actually going on. And that could be a detriment. So with us being very authentic, we're just hopefully guiding people to tell their truth because there's survival in that.
Yeah, I want to actually add to what Lisa just said, especially about, you know, taking 15, 20 pictures before you post it. You know, perfectionism is certainly something that I every day, daily have to surrender. Because, you know, growing up, I mean, Taneisha and I have similar stories. Well, at least when it comes to, you know, the marriage and putting the gun to the head, which is why I left, you know, my first husband. But growing up, I tried to be this perfect daughter, if you will, in the midst of chaos. I'm the oldest. And so trying to find the peace and the balance for everybody as the oldest, you know, when you have parents who are at each other, who are drinking and there's abuse, you know, happening in front of us, trying to be perfect in everything. And then, you know, coming into adulthood, still trying to be perfect, still trying, you know, to pretend to be this perfect person, having it all together when inside you are crumbling, you're crying, your whole life is not the way you want it to be, but still trying to be perfect. And so it is a daily walk, I'm sure, for a lot of us to surrender that picture of perfect. I like to say that we are imperfect people in a perfect body or perfect spirit, because at the end of the day, we were created, you know, not so much to be perfect, but, you know, I'm guided by my spirit. So I know that within I am perfect, but on the outside, you know, I don't have to keep portraying that. I can show you when I make a mistake. I can put a goofy picture up on it. I've done that. And then I jumped off of Facebook because I'm like, oh my God, did I just post that? I actually posted this crazy behind picture. But I find that people love the authenticity. They love that because they can see that it is okay. You know, doing Zoom and oh my, like Gissele said, oh my God, doing all these Zooms and YouTube things. I can't tell you how many times I've redone a video because I didn't like how it sounded. Then one day I said, give up the ghost, just put it up there. People like the authenticity, but it is a daily walk. It's a daily release. Because I'm still evolving. I haven't arrived. So that perfectionism is still a challenge, but I'm getting better with it. And a lot has to do with what I saw growing up, what I was told growing up, what I heard even as a Black woman, the things I've heard. And I have to shut that committee down and remind myself it is okay not to be perfect. Even during COVID, it is okay. If you burnt the bacon, it's okay. If you forgot to take out something for dinner for your kids, it's okay to order pizza once in a while. It's okay to eat this doggone cupcake, even if you are healthy, okay? I mean, seriously, it is okay. Perfectionism is just okay. And so I just wanted to say that because I know it's a daily thing for not just us, but those of the other women, you know, who will be other people who, not just women, but also men who will be listening to this. It's a daily walk and it's okay to let it go.
Mm-hmm. and mandatory.
I want to add something in that, as a woman, as I work with a lot of women and I have a big team, and there is so many people that want to join my team. Oh my God, I want to make money. I want to win the trips. I want to win the car. I want to win so many things. And when they enter to the business, that they think, yeah, but I don't have that ready. I don't look that good. I don't look that everything is like that. And as I learned through this year, basically 2 years that I've been here, is that it's okay, like Sandra said, it's okay if you don't have anything ready, but you have to start. You have to just give the first step, right? If I don't know, okay. If you are a coachable person, you're gonna learn step by step. Okay, you don't know how to do a video. Okay, let's do it together. Let me do it. Let me help you. Okay, you don't know how to talk. Okay, let me help you. How if you are coachable, you can basically reach the top. Because at the beginning I was like, yeah, but I don't know, I have an accent. Or maybe what if people tell me that I'm this or I'm that or whatever. I said, you know what? Who cares? At the end of the day, it's me. Nobody's going to pay my bills. Nobody's going to do anything. So it's just me. And I just said, okay, let's do it. And of course, I had the help with the support of my husband. He's like, okay, just do it. And we got criticized so much. And because we just wanted to be entrepreneurs and just be around like with our kids and everything. And today I'm here in the office. If you see the authorized dealer now that we have, and we started knocking doors together, and protecting families. And if we didn't just took the step, we maybe wouldn't be maybe me working as a server and he was a server too. So in life, it's just, you have to just jump in the pool to see what happened. But if you don't jump, then you're going to be stuck and looking how everybody's successful. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, look at her. Oh my God, what should I do? But I'm scared to do this. Just jump. If you like everybody that's listening right now, you just have to do it. Don't think twice. Just do it, whatever you feel in your heart, because this is one life that we come to live, and you have to just live it full, die empty, because trust me, I am living my best life and I'm creating a best life, and I'm helping so many women, of course, and men too, but mostly women, to create a second income, to not only that, but also to develop this mindset of helping more people and create a better world for all of us. At the end of the day, we have to help each other. We are here to leave this world in a better shape that we found it. So, yes.
Absolutely. And if I can add, I have been in nursing for the last 17 years. I had been in leadership for the last 10 years. I have my master's degree in nursing and in leadership. And so for me to think that I was going to start something completely outside of nursing altogether, it was scary because, when you live a life where you're surviving and you finally feel like you make it, like I had the corner office, I had 17 employees, I had my own business, it was doing really well. And then COVID hit, and to have to lose that part of what I was associating my identity with was hard at first. But then, as God continued to mold me, and as I continued to just really look at everything, I said, you know what? I've reinvented myself plenty of times. I'm still breathing. I'm still here. I've survived so many storms. I'm not going to quit now. I'm not going to give up on myself now. And just like anybody watching, don't quit now. You're still here. You're still breathing. You survived. And it's a reason why you survived. You got another 86,400 seconds in each day to make it the best day that you have such far. The past is over. All we have is right now. So what are you going to do with this now moment? Are you going to create tomorrow's history in your now moments? How are you going to use your time? How are you going to use your thoughts? That self-talk is so important. I bullied myself. Even once I had a master's degree and was making a six-figure salary, I was my biggest bully because I was unwilling to accept the mistakes that the younger version of me made. I didn't accept it. I didn't like it. I was, always bullying her. When I looked in the mirror, I didn't see the successful person I was. I saw the person who they just wait until they find out that I used to dance, or that I was abused, or that, I cheated on my husband. If they find out any of those things, they're not going to accept me. And I didn't even know why I was feeling that way. But that self-bullying is something that we have to stop. But when you come into embracing yourself, embracing the love that God has for you, you can love every part of yourself. Now, today, I love every experience that I ever had in life, because you know what? That's what makes Taneisha who I am today. That's what makes my brokenness beautiful. My brokenness is what gives me empathy towards other people that have been through some of the things that I've been through. My brokenness is what makes me not be judgmental towards others. It makes me want to help others, help other women. It makes me want to do more for everybody else than I even feel like I want to do for myself, because in my mind, I've got to a place where I'm comfortable. I've got to this place, but I still want to keep growing. But now I want to grow and bring people up with me. I don't have a survival mindset anymore. When you have an abundance mindset, it's enough out here for everybody. Every dollar that was ever put in this world is still here, because whoever died didn't take a penny with them. It's still right here. So we have access to everything that we've been had access to. We just have to watch our self-talk, watch our time, and execute.
Whew. Do you see why they're on the tour?
Yeah. Yeah. You can always tell, life's an inside job, and you can always tell who's done the work. You can always tell. I don't want to leave Miss Lisa out.
Ooh, I'm over here full. I feel like I need to eat some of this cupcake.
Lisa George, affectionately known as Lisa G, is a publicist, certified Les Brown motivational speaker, entrepreneur, mom, philanthropist, and the creator and producer of this tour. Popularly known as Lisa G to clients, she is driven by her unfaltering compassion and motivating others to make a difference both personally and globally. As such, when the pandemic hit, she found herself pivoting like others, but chose to stay the course. Using her life as a motivational ministry, the ministry stretches to her two companies, Connecting You to PR Firm and I Crush Goals Corp., and Transparent Living, which includes yoga, puzzling, reading, learning different languages, singing, holistic living, experience in the natural world, traveling, photography, spending time with loved ones, and parenting her 19-year-old son. She considers herself a global servant and a vessel of love, and brings those traits to the table when working with her clients, during speaking engagements, and on campaigns. As the creator and producer of Celebrating Life, Celebrating You, the tour is her labor of love. Hi.
Wow.
So this is your concept, huh?
Yeah. I mean, people in the professional space know that I'm always planning a campaign, whether it's for raising awareness about water, breast cancer, HIV awareness. There's just so many things. Youth empowerment, female empowerment, because campaigns are effective. And so, yeah, I'm always putting on some kind of campaign. Even with the clients in the entertainment industry, life is a campaign, really, when you think about it. So yeah, this is my baby, and it has to be my baby because there's a lot of work that goes into this.
What made you decide that to put other people in front of you?
Other people in front of me? What do you mean?
What made you believe that the well-being of other people was what life was all about?
So, I think I'm the most important person in my life, and that's where the self-love comes from, self-care. But I don't think that we have to put ourselves first and ignore other people. So my entire life has always been about others. And I remember I used to borderline cry when I was younger and to say, why couldn't we all be more lovable? Why couldn't we care about others? If we all put love first, our world will be such a different place. And we can see that with what went on last year with the protests. I mean, the most loving people weren't acting very loving, and there's a lot of contradiction in what people do. So as I got bolder, like my sister said with their journey, as I got bolder with my truth, I just figured I'm just going to be even bolder with the way I move in love. And so that's what you see, and I'm unapologetic about it. That's the short version.
It's an effective version. Because at the end of the day, it's all about love.
Mhm.
I truly believe that that's this whole carnation, this whole life is about us learning to be a vessel of love, to be able to receive love and to give love.
Yeah. I mean, love is more fun. You know, I'm a quote person, but if you clench your fist, that takes more muscles. Frowning takes more muscles. I don't remember how many muscles, but it takes less muscles to smile. And you have to put effort into being disorderly, you know, with your actions. But it just given, I can give any one of you a hug right now. That's free. That doesn't involve anything, you know. So I just want to encourage people with my life ministry to do that more in whatever they do.
I feel full. You know, back to the whole authentic thing is that we all got flaws, if you call them flaws, but every one of us has a flaw that God can use to attract somebody who's attracted to that flaw, and then guide them to where they need to be. So, you know, the flaws are all part of our perfection.
And I don't even like the word flaws, you know. I don't like flaws. I don't use the word flaw or failure or mistake, because I think they have a negative connotation. So I don't like them.
I agree with you, because everything.
Right.
And I always look at when I do talk to women, when I do coach women, or when I'm traveling around just helping even faith-based organizations around with domestic violence, because I've been privileged to be able to do that. I always say, don't look at what you've done as a mistake, because everything comes to teach us something. So whatever that is, it came to teach you something, number one. But number two, whatever happened at that time was the best decision you thought you needed to make, given the circumstances that you were in. Yeah. And you just, and then there's always a lesson behind whatever that choice is or was. And I had to tell myself that whatever choice I made in that moment, it was where my mindset was in that moment, because obviously I've evolved, right? But it was where my mindset was. And in that moment, I made that choice. Good, bad, indifferent, call it what you want. But then ask yourself, have you learned the lesson? Because there was a lesson attached to it. And if you haven't learned the lesson, it is going to come back around again until you learn the lesson, because your mindset hasn't changed. So it always starts with the mindset and how you view things. But I've learned to not say I made this mistake. I always go, all right, God, what was the lesson? Because I know that there's a lesson. I'm giving how the outcome, I'm like, there's a lesson in this for me. What is it? And that's how I choose to think and how I teach people to see it. Because otherwise you're going to keep beating yourself up. And it's not necessary to do that. Because we've all been there.
It's more about the lessons than the circumstances.
Yes.
And that's how greatness is made. I mean, some of the things that we consider precious, whether it's fuel, diamonds, and I can't think of the other ones right now, they take billions of years to form, you know? So we are just beautiful things getting more beautiful. And that's how I look at it. That's how our light shines. Our light shines through the cracks. So we need cracks. You know, how else is the light going to come out? How else are we going to hit that diamond if it doesn't go through the pressure for billions of years deep in the earth? You know, that's how we get them. And then we pay lots of money for them, you know, the pink, blue, all kinds of diamonds. And there's always something going on with oil. But how long does it take for oil to form? So that's what we are. And we're here for a fraction of that time.
I like that.
I do too.
Yes.
I really want to say this in closing is that, you know, I feel really honored to have spent this time with the four of you. You know, one of the reasons that most of my adult life that I really became passionate about empowering women is because my mom, when she was young, she had me when she was 16, she was lost. She ended up, you know, doing a lot of stuff, and she kind of lost her mind. And I always thought that part of my goal was to be the best example of her as possible. And every time that I have the ability to connect or give some positive energy to a female, it made her life more worthwhile. Not that it wasn't worthwhile to begin with, but when I see the four of you and I listen to the love that you have, and I listen to the work that you've done and where you are today, it really fills my heart. You know, it absolutely fills my heart. And it kind of allows me to see what the world is all about. You know, sometimes we can really convince ourselves that the world is a miserable, hateful place. I've never believed that it is. I just think that people who hate and people who are angry, they do it more with conviction. They do it more with passion. But then there's these little love angels like the four of you whose voices are powerful by the time you get to where people can hear it. And by combining the four of you, the energy that was created here today, that's what life is all about.
You know, you didn't get to meet Kelly, but Kelly, you know, she's another one. Yeah.
I am coming to the conclusion that you don't mess with non-powerful women. So I have no doubt about that at all. But yeah, I feel a lot richer than I was earlier today. And I appreciate the four of you spending this time with me. Time is the most valuable commodity that we have in the world. We shared this moment that will never take place ever again. And I'm just truly blessed. Absolutely truly blessed. The tour, Lisa, just talk about the tour one more time and how people can take part in it and find out more information about it.
The tour is free. It's invite only. I'm working with partners across the U.S. to bring it to different cities, and it's very need-based. So whether it's hospitals or nonprofit organizations, it's just a need because there are a lot of people we're in the U.S. right now. And so people can go to the website, which is www.connectingyou2.com, connectingyou2.com, which is what it sounds like. And just send me some information and I'll respond. The need is higher than what we're probably able to give, but we're going to do the best that we can. And it involves the speakers. We have celebrity guests. There are some stops that are going to have giveaways. Next week, there might be a lunch. So it's just different things, anything to lighten the mood for an hour and a half. That seems to be an ideal program time. And that's pretty much it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Taneisha, what do we do?
All we do is win, no matter what.
You're going to be dancing to this afterwards.
Born to win.
I really honestly appreciate you guys spending this time with me. Honestly, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
Right. Thank you.
For inviting us.
Thank you for having us, Eric.
Thank you.
Conversations with Love with Eric Sean.